I'm Erich Wittenmeyer, and this is my Megacolony. I work here with my Stag Beetle and my Hercules, and my main man, Warsicle. Everything here has a skill and a stun. And over the 3 years of playing this game, I've only learned one thing. You never know what's on the top of that deck. So this is Stag Beetle. He got reprinted in the new set. I run him at 2 because when you on-place him, you call out 2 machinings from Soul as rested. It gets you your board so you can get in your strides for free, basically. And then we got your boy Hercules for if anyone wants to play the grade 2 game or they're just playing a rush deck that doesn't have threes. You have a limit break that gets a crit and plus 10k, so it's as if you strided, but you don't have the triple drive. So adds pressure. It's a great card. Then we got this at 4 because if you can't stride, you can swing. If it doesn't hit, you stun. If they let it hit, you have 12 crits, so you can just, kill them because that's cool and stuff. And he has the on place like Stag Beetle, but you have to counterblast and you only get 1. But it still calls your board just in case. Alright, so we have Machining Red Soldier here. I call him Machining Spicy Boy, which my deck is actually named after Machining Spicy Boys, because he's a red ant, a fire ant, and we're making a petition to change that to Spicy Boy. So we run this at 4 because he's just a 12k beater, and it makes your opponent want to rip out their teeth. So that's why we play it at 4, because we're good players. And then we have Tarantula, and if he hits, you get to stun a rearguard unit, and it can't stand for a counterblast of a machining. So you put him on Vanguard so you can swing with the better cards. And if they let this hit, it's all of a sudden a better card. And then we have the best card in the game. It's my boy Mosquito Mark II. And every time he hits, if all your opponent's units are rested, he gains 2k, and if it hits, stand one of your units and stun one of your opponent's units. This one actually makes people just want to destroy it as soon as it's their turn, which is good. So you can ride over it and then call it out from Soul. And it's all of a sudden rinse and repeat. Alright, so we have our Stride Neighbor here. He's not machining, but it's okay because we only run 6 non-machining. So if you see him in damage, you can't use him for a counterblast unless you're using Warsicle or any other good Stride besides Carapace. And so basically he's just there so you can stride and not have to discard a 3 because consistency is good. One of the best grade 1s, it says when it boosts the machining, you get to stun one of your opponent's units if it hits. So it adds more pressure to all cards that don't have pressure, which in every card in this deck except the 12k has pressure. Then we have a 10k beater, which just slams it when you're on grade 1 to push them the pressure and get them the high damage early. So it just makes perfect columns too. Then we have a shiny Perfect Guard and a non-shiny Perfect Guard. They both do the same thing, but one is shiny. We use this so we can countercharge, because countercharging is good, even though we don't use that many counterblasts, but shiny is good. Okay, so we don't have any skill in this game, so we run 12 crit, because we're good at the game. This one I'm going to add in because it's a butterfly with 4 butterfly knives. It's a pretty cool meme right there, buddy. Then we have Firefly. If you need to place a trigger for your Carapace effect for 4 rearguards, you use him so you can counterblast 1, stand one of your rested units, and stun one of theirs. And you don't have to counterblast the machining, so it's pretty good. Now we have the main card of the deck, the card you always are going to see at 4. Bombex. Saves your life in any game. You will see all 4 no matter what. Best card. You don't run it, you're bad. Alright, so we have a 1 of Scarabags. Basically, if they have 2 or more rested units, gets 5k shield. Pretty much happens every time you're getting attacked because it's a good card. We have Screw in case you have a lot of hand or just more 3s than you need. Discard it, get plus 10k shield for free, except for the discard. We have 2 of the new one, which, on place if you're getting attacked by a Vanguard, counterblast 1, rest the back row, get 5k shield for each 2. Which, for Amber Clone cards, when they boost, you can just stop that, which is what I did in my first game, and that's how I won the first game in general, but very good card. This is if your opponent has a lot of units on board and they're all rested, you get 1k to 3 units for each, and it's just a final push to win the game. We have this in case you need to build up hand because you're low on hand or you're just fully locked down, you can just outdraw Chaos Breaker. So gets 5k and you draw if there's 3 or more rested units on your opponent's side of the board. We use them 2 times. We have Stun Beetle. One's shiny because we're good at the game. So if he hits, your opponent's vanguard doesn't stand, and he can't ride to the next ride phase. So basically, it's a guaranteed negging your opponent if it hits, but it's an if hit. But it doesn't require rear guard, so it's mostly against Link Joker, or if you just don't have the board, or you know they don't have the perfect guard. We have this against clans like Pale Moon and Grand Blue, where their rear circles are empty, so you can't stun anything. But if you do this and discard, they can't call anything. So basically, they just swing with a Lonesome Vanguard, and all you have to do is counterblast 2, discard 1 card, and you're good to go. And we have the main stride, the main boy, Carapace. Counterblast 1, stun a rear guard. Then if you have 4 or more machining rear guards, stun the Vanguard. Best card in the game, should be limited. We got your boy, second letter of the alphabet, in lowercase form, little b. And the rule with little b, every time he's put back in deck, you see him in every check. Alright?